What's going on, guys? Vesuvia here and welcome back to another League of Legends video. Now this video is going to be about XIN ZHAO, specifically a guide for him. This includes tips, tricks, and the best runes, plus the item build along with the best jungle pathing you can take. Now for some of you who may not know me, hello, I'm Vesuvia and I hit Platinum 3 on my main as of recent, but I decayed to Platinum 5 because I had a lot, and I really mean a lot of studying to do, because for around a month and a few I had 7 different exams and I needed to catch up so I wouldn't repeat the courses that I am taking. It was kind of fucked up, but I managed to somehow pass every single one of them. But before we start, I would like to apologize for not uploading any League of Legends content lately, simply because my university is taking literally all my time regarding my studies, and I'm trying my best to balance between both YouTube and studies at the same time. Thanks to whoever stuck with me till this time, and you won't regret it. I 100% guarantee that my videos will eventually help you climb to your desired elo. Also, make sure you subscribe with notification bell on, and I will be making a giveaway real soon again. As you know, I make a lot of these on the channel. Now onto the video. To start off, here are the best runes for XIN. Do not go with the garbage ass phase rush, since it takes away a lot of XIN's early game damage and it really is no use. What you want to do is get Press the Attack, Triumph, Alacrity, and Coup de Grace. For your secondary tree, you would go with Celerity, Water Walking, and otherwise if they have AP mid and AP jungle which deal burst damage, then you would go with Nullifying Orb. Now jungle pathing. There are 2 of the best jungle pathing for XIN, and they are as follows. Get red buff and immediately go to gank against champs with no escape early game, such as Vlad, Zed, Victor, and burn their flash. Then go to crab. Or get red buff, Krugs, then go to crab and start looking for either ganks or counter jungling. If ganks aren't available, then get ready to counter jungle, as it is important for XIN to be above enemy jungler to abuse them with the damage and the gold lead. Your goal is to literally shit on everybody early game and make them useless so that your team has an easier time dealing with the enemy. Here's a trick you can use to identify where the jungler has started, and it works in every elo. You want to keep your eye on the map while doing your buff with either your top laner or bot lane. If the enemy bot lane isn't showing but their top laner is showing, then that means their jungler has started bot side, and vice versa. This is a very handy trick to know where the jungler is at, to either counter jungle, counter gank, or even straight duel them for crap. Remember that XIN has one of the highest early base damage in the game, especially when he's at level 2. Here's another useful trick you can use to determine where the jungler could be at. If you look at the minimap, the only lane that is pushing is top lane, and Yasuo is overextending a lot. Looking at judging by the other lanes, he won't gank mid or bot since he lacks CC and early game damage. We then deduce that he will be going to top lane to try and kill Yasuo. With that information from the map, I can then make a move on and start making my way to top lane to counter gank. To prove that I knew he was there and I didn't see him on a ward, take a look again at the minimap. My blue buff is about to spawn and every single camp is up, but I decided to ignore everything and just go to top lane to save Yasuo. For the abilities, you want to start with E, then Q, and then W. You want to max your W, then you max your E second for the extra attack speed. Your Q damage doesn't increase significantly, but your E gives you a lot more attack speed per level, meaning you deal more damage per second. Here are 2 tips on things you may have not known in XIN ZHAO's kit, and let me know in the comment section below whether this is new to you or not. Your W acts as your passive reset. For example, if you were to attack someone 3 times, your passive would proc and heal you, dealing extra damage as well. If you then use your W, then it automatically grants you the 3rd strike, and you can use it to heal again in addition to dealing more damage, up to 45% more. The second thing you may have not known is ults like Zed can be nullified using your ult, and you wouldn't take any damage from them if they were outside your ult's range. This clip right here is a continuation after the first blood I got on Vlad, which shows you that even without items, XIN ZHAO can still dish out a lot of damage early game with no items in hand. The rotation that occurred in this clip is that I went to blue, then ganked and burned Vlad's flash. After that I go to crab to secure it and gank Vlad again, knowing he doesn't have flash. An opponent with no flash is literally a sitting duck for XIN, and it's an easy time to get kills nonetheless. Make sure you always time their summoners like flash, ignite, or even TP to know whether they have kill pressure, when they're gonna come back to lane, and whether they have flash or not, to know if it's an easy gank or not. The continuation of the jungle path is then I go to crab after I ganked and got the first blood, then go to red to secure it and go up to Vlad again, since I can tell he never learns and will still overextend against support and click stun from Twisted Fate, and then knock up plus a slow from a XIN. Remember that you can always work around your laners to make a successful gank, not just your own effort. If your ally mid laner has got a CC ready to go, then that's an easier gank to proceed with. Another tip in case you were new to jungling or are in low elo like bronze or silver, after every gank you want to push the wave to the tower to deny them gold and experience to put them behind. This in return gets you experience ahead of the enemy jungler and your ally is ahead by levels and gold against the enemy laner. XIN is a very strong champion in the early game, so remember to play your early game correctly and you will snowball hard in every game. With that being said, this means that if you reach late game, you will kind of be useless and it's gonna be really hard for you to be relevant in the game, especially against tanks who scale like Mundo, Amumu, Nunu, and the others who are hard to kill. This is why you try to win the early game and snowball early to make it easier for you and your allies to win the game a lot easier. XIN doesn't usually have a bad matchup unless it's against cheese like Master Yi, Jax, or Shyvana and so on. But hey, did you realize the sequence? The champions that I just mentioned? Those are usually the champions with good attack speed and or CC. Jax is probably the worst matchup you would have, but if you play around his stun and get away from it, just like Nocturne, if you play around his fear and run away from it, then you usually win early. Late game, you don't stand a chance against him unless you are levels above. Again, this is why you try to win the early game. Winning early game almost always guarantees you to win your game. Kills on XIN are nice, however, if you've got an ADC like Draven, or even Kai'Sa, then it's better for you to let them have the kill if you can give it to them. Otherwise, you can always take the kill and try next time to give it to them. Assist gold isn't bad, but kill gold is worth a lot more and it's better on a carry. XIN can be considered a carry, but he's just like Lee Sin, not mechanically, but just the champion wise. If you play your early game correctly, then you pretty much win the game. Otherwise, if you let the enemy team scale, then you're pretty much screwed. Best build for XIN. The core items for XIN are Red Smite for dueling and damage over time, which is the true damage that you get after using Smite. This is especially helpful against tanks or 1v1s in general to get the edge against your opponent. You then want to get Trinity Force, since XIN can easily spam his skills to proc Trinity Force's passive, which is the sheen within it. Not to mention it gives him a good amount of movement speed, cooldowns, and excessive amount of attack speed, which in return you don't need another attack speed item for it. Trinity Force will suffice. You then want to either get Ninja Tabbies or Mercs, depending on the situation. By that I mean check whoever is fed and buy accordingly, whether you need magic resistance or armor. And your last three items are situational, but I always would go for Randwinds and Spirit Visage as a core if they were AP and AD. Otherwise, if they were full AD, Frozen Heart and Thornmail would be good. The idea behind Spirit Visage is to get you the extra healing on your passive with every third strike you make, hence why you get Spirit Visage. And the idea behind Frozen Heart is that you slow their attack speed down while you're literally beating the living shit out of them as they're helpless against you. Sterak's can also be a good item in some situations where they have burst, so remember to get your armor or magic resistance first before getting Sterak's for durability, in which case you need it to survive. You don't need any other damage items on XIN since Trinity Force is the only one you need. XIN already has a lot of built-in damage in his kit, which makes him really strong even if he is behind on items. As XIN, you want to absorb damage when you engage and disengage with your ult to bait all their damage, in which in your case you wouldn't take any if they were outside your ult's range. Just learn your limits and make sure you know when to go in and when to play it safe and slow, waiting on the enemy team to make a mistake. XIN is better as a bruiser rather than a one-shotting machine. If you can survive an entire team fight while your backline is dishing out damage alongside with you, then that's the right thing to do. You want to make sure that you live through it and not one-shot people. Your job is to help your backline deal damage by distracting the enemy team. Once you're about to die, just ult and walk away and you're safe just like that. There aren't really any times where you would need to buy more damage unless it was against beefy tanks where you would need Bleed of the Ruined King. The only reason you would get this item is that the tank would be fit out of his goddamn mind and you need someone to peel and slowly but surely kill down the engaging tank. This is the only situation where I would recommend Bleed of the Ruined King rush over tank items, but that is only if you were snowballing and you are far ahead on the enemy team with gold and level lead. As I said, generally you want to get your tank items first to be durable, and that's about it. Try not to delay them if you can get them early, but that is only after you get Trinity Force. Even though XIN is a very basic champion and doesn't have that much complexity in his kit, all you have to do is a few single combos, and I'm gonna be showing you only one of the combos that you need to execute them. The other combos will be announced in another video, so if you're excited for this video or the next video that's gonna come up, then subscribe and let me know if you want to see other combos. This clip shows you the full combo you can execute to one-shot people though if you were ahead. You want to E into them, press Q immediately as you're going in with your E. You want to auto attack twice, use your W, auto attack again to knock them off, alt and then auto attack to finish them off. And that was it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe and share it. Let me know what you think of the video as well. This took me 3 days to make since I'm literally a one-man army over here. Everything is done by me and me only. So I would appreciate if you guys would show some love to this video, which took me a while to make. The giveaway will be announced in the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that. It's about $200 worth of RP. Follow me on Twitter as I post my updates over there. I usually follow back people that I've seen support me for a long time. So if you want to keep up to date with my stuff and you want me to follow you back, just follow me and mention me in one of your tweets and I'll make sure to follow you back. I'm only but a small YouTuber and I'm hoping to make a successful YouTube channel by climbing higher and playing more League of Legends in the near future. If you have any questions, then leave them down in the comment section below, as I am really active and read all comments and reply to all of them. Again, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, people.